Rebbi, I'm going to push you into the lake.
Oh, that actually happened?
Legit happened.
Okay.
The kid turns to me and he says, Rebbi, I'm going to push you into the lake. I had to take a minute to think about it. I said, okay. It left it. I didn't comment anything back. Because I remembered a rule that seek to understand before understanding.
Okay.
And I thought, there's no way this kid is telling me out of the blue that he just wants to push me in the lake.
Okay.
He's a good kid. Every kid is good. Why would a kid come over to his Rebbi and tell him, Rebbi, I want to push you in the lake? So I left it alone. Later today, it's happened this morning. Later today, they're all talking about this mitzvah, this campaign, where they have to learn a bunch of material about the Rebbe, about all the Rebbeim, and they divide into 4 teams, and they were told that there's this Kluger championship, and just like in camp, when the winning team of the Kluger championship, the winning team out of the 4 teams, they're gonna be so excited and they're gonna throw their teacher into the lake.
Oh.
Which was referring to when they told them about it, they were referring to the 8th grader that they were paired with as the leader of their group that was going to teach them about Yud Shvat.
Okay.
They didn't intend, but the kid, he's a young kid. He understood that.
So what he was saying is that he wants to win.
What he was saying is that he's going to study so hard. And later that afternoon, he proved that by continuing on this point. He's like, I'm going to learn. I'm going to make sure I know all of the information so I could win the whole competition. And then he just came to me in that mindset. He's like, Rebbi, I'm going to push you into the lake.
That's amazing.
So really, if I would have given him any negative feedback, if I would have said, that's disrespectful, how dare you say that? Then he would have been shocked. I can't believe my Rebbe's upset for me that I want to learn Torah.
Not just shocked. That could have had like far-reaching negative repercussions.
Yeah.
You know, that reminds me of something that your father once told me about when he's responding to questions, that you're supposed to respond to the questioner, not to the question. Because the thing that he was saying wasn't, I want to push you in the lake.
He was saying, I want to learn.
Wow, and what an opportunity that you like set him up for or didn't knock it. That's really amazing. Thank you.
It is pretty wild. So, I feel like that happens so often in life, and some wars could have been prevented had we...
miscommunications.
Yeah, for miscommunications. Simply people say one thing, cultural differences, thought process differences.
You know, I remember when I was living in Israel, and I was doing shidduch dating, and I was speaking with a shadchan about dating across first languages. Basically, the question was, what is it like if one person is a native English speaker but understands Hebrew very well, and the other person is a native Hebrew speaker and understands English very well, enough that you could speak comfortably in your own language and have... And what she said was, actually, those kinds of relationships often have the best kinds of friction, like they fight the best. Because someone will say something, and you'll be like, oh, that doesn't make sense to me. Before I have hurt feelings, I'm going to clarify with them and make sure that what they said is what they meant.
So you're constantly clarifying.
But if I'm speaking to an English speaker, my wife says something to me, and she's like, what the heck are you saying? And then I come swinging back, and Zalmi will be like, who's the one who starts the fight? Right? Well, I'm the one who's starting the fight, but because I thought, anyway.
Yeah, your misconception is often what actually causes the problem.
So the moral of the story
is you got to believe in every kid and every person that they're good and that they mean the right thing. Mm-hmm. And you say, I know that you're such a good kid. And I also noticed that you said you wanted to push me in the lake. I'm wondering if there's any explanation that you can explain to me, what's going on. I'm so confused.
And so then you can encourage them and give them a communication lesson on top of it.
Right. You tell them you believe in them. You got to believe in kids. You got to believe in kids. What are you doing if you're not believing in the kids?
That's amazing, and then it just compounds.
It pays off very well because now the kid maintains a good relationship with you. Because the other day we were having I was talking with someone else, and it made we were playing elimination, let's say, and then I said, "Oh, I got you out" or whatever. And the kid went, "Oh, shut up, Rebbi." And it's a similar thing. He's just trying to participate in the banter. Mm-hmm. He doesn't maybe understand proportions because the only time he's ever had banter is in a friend relationship. he doesn't necessarily banter with his
Oh,
parents.
and there could be like an older kid that's testing, and then he's going to learn language but not realize that it's inappropriate.
That's another possibility. In this case, I think it was more. He just thought, okay, now that we're engaged in playing elimination, we're playing a game together, and we're engaging in banter. Maybe I could also. It's like they didn't even enter his mind that that's not okay to say "shut up" to your Rebbe.
Right.
So I said, you know what? That's fun that you want to banter with your Rebbe. It's awesome. It actually turns out that saying "shut up" is not the most respectful term, even during banter with your Rebbe. I know it's hard to imagine, but what I want you to do is not say sorry. I don't want to sorry because I know that you meant the right thing. And I don't want you to apologize. What I want you to do is think up of a different way of clapping back, a different way of retort that shows that you're arguing with me and that you think that you could beat me and that you're bantering, but it's respectful. So like, give me your best. I want you to think of a better comment that you could say next time. So the next time I say, I got you out. What are you going to do now? You're going to say, oh, well, next time I'll get you. Or whatever creative idea you can come up that's not disrespectful. That's not shut up. It's not, didn't lift the level, the above where it's disrespectful. But it maintained those boundaries and still was funny and conducive. Because I don't want a relationship where it has to be bland and boring. I want a dynamic relationship in my relationship with my students.
Or, I was going to say, can we have some guidance? How do you arrive on a student-teacher or chinuch to children, but also marriage relationship level, where you can have a dynamic and passionate and emotionally healthy judging a person in this way? How do you do that?
How do you always judge a person favorably?
Yeah. How do you learn how to do that? That's a very nice bumper sticker. Should I just put it right here and then I'll remember?
You believe in people, believe in the shamas. Yeah, it's harder to do than to say to do. You got to practice for years. It's what chinuch is. Chinuch is really not educating the kids. You got to, number one, educate yourself. That's what I feel. I try to do. And sometimes we're successful and sometimes not successful, but that's the journey that I'm going through, is trying to be mechanech, trying to be an educator. If I can't even educate myself, what gives me the right to educate children?
Subscribe now for more marriage tips.